Welcome to Before the Pitch, where you can love New York baseball no matter what shade of blue you are wearing. We hope everyone had a Merry Christmas or a wonderful Hanukkah or whatever you're celebrating. Billy will not be joining us today because he is on an extended out-of-state holiday vacation, but don't worry, we're keeping him here in spirit with a Mets jersey anyway. It's not going to be a very long episode, but it is something that actually concerns the Mets for once. The Mets actually did something. Just this past few days, they signed Dellin Betances, a deal that I think everyone figured was going to happen, or at least everyone who figured he wasn't going back to the Yankees knew that wasn't going to happen. I like this deal for the Mets because they need relief pitching. That is the thing to get them to the next level. And I have said over and over again, I do not think the Mets are really far out of the bubble. And those last pieces kind of are to fit together the bullpen. It seems like they're taking the steps to do that. And Betances is a great guy when healthy and performing to help elevate your team and your bullpen. Now, I emphasize that phrase, when healthy and performing, because I do believe that is probably the reason why the Yankees did not take him back, was because this guy is really one bad pitch away from disappearing from a few months all over again. Now for the Yankees, that's a risk they're not going to want to take, because $10 million for 1 year to have that bullpen piece just disappear, that's not something the Yankees want to do when they are in win now mode. They are in all-in mode. Now the Mets are a little bit different because they kind of have nothing to lose at that point. So you might as well take that risk because it can't get worse than what you got right now. So I like this for the Mets, and I understand why the Yankees aren't taking it, especially when the Yankees are still supposedly in on Josh Hader, and I read a report. I'm not entirely sure how true this is, but I'm going to play around with it like it's real, but just take us with a grain of salt. Supposedly, the Mets had an offer on the table with Milwaukee. Milwaukee wanted METS and Davis, but they wanted two other highly regarded prospects. But I said, no, that's too much. We'll do Betances. Now, the Yankees have reportedly given up Andujar, offered Andujar and Garcia. Andujar is someone who I said I think should be the guy who goes because the Brewers would be appealed by that because they need a third baseman. And the Yankees kind of can do without him, so we could turn him into that piece that's going to put us over the top if Garrett Cole was not that piece already. However, Milwaukee is apparently getting greedy again, and they keep saying now they want Florial and someone else. Frankly, they could take Florial, in my opinion. I have no problem giving him up because my original offer was, I said, what if you did Andujar and Florial, or Andujar, Florial, and Mike Ford, because I need a first baseman. They since have gotten their first baseman, so that's out of the picture. But Florial, sure, he can go. This guy's been stuck in single A. He can't get out of it, and he hit terribly last year. Now, the Brewers would be a team who might want to be experimenting with the potential upside of an Estevan Florial because they're kind of in a not much to lose scenario. In that regard, but that's if they get rid of Josh Hader, and I really, really don't think they're going to move Josh Hader. If I were to get my chances on this, I'd say the Yankees have 33% chance of actually landing Josh Hader. I think it's possible. I think the possibility that they get it over anyone else is likely, or they are more likely to get it over anyone else if he goes anywhere, but I really don't think he's going to be going anywhere. I think it's most likely that he stays. The White Sox have made a couple of big moves. They've taken our parrot, Edwin Encarnacion. Love that move for him. I miss Edwin. He did not do well in the playoffs, but I was happy he was here for that short time that it lasted. And he's not someone I ever wanted back. He was a Band-Aid pretty much for us. He's kind of going to be a Band-Aid for the White Sox too, because they only signed him for 1 year, and they went in on Dallas Keuchel, a move that makes sense for them because we know they wanted Zach Wheeler, and they made an attempt towards Zach Wheeler. They made the best offer to Zach Wheeler, and he said no. So you got to imagine that stings for the White Sox, and they're not too happy about that. But they want a starting pitcher, one who proves he could be quite good. Keuchel makes perfect sense for them. Now, the White Sox and the Reds are kind of in this category of, hey, why not try? Which I think makes them quite likable. But then again, fingers crossed, I do not want the White Sox to be as good as the Yankees, but I'll enjoy watching them kind of surprise people a little bit. And speaking of surprises, Ryu signed with the Blue Jays. Was not expecting that one. But the Blue Jays are now jumping on the train of, hey, let's try something. I'm happy because it's just one more pitcher who can help face Boston quite a few times to help hopefully keep them at the way bottom of the standings, but it is yet to be determined what's going to happen with Betts or any other moves that they're going to be making this offseason. But the Blue Jays are now actually trying, which I think might surprise some people because you would think, based on the recent trends of tanking, they would be like, well, the Yankees are going to win. We might as well as not try. But I love this for the Blue Jays, and here is why. Because they already have their foundation of pieces they want to move forward with Kevin Biggio and Bo Bichette and Vladdy, who I think is a little bit overrated, but regardless, an upside young piece. I think the other two are their really their golden children right there. Why not a starting pitcher and who's proven success, especially last year? Why not make an effort, go for a wild card, or maybe be surprised? You never know what could happen, given how many injuries happen in the Yankees next year. It's not a lock for the Yankees, though some people like to think the division is. It absolutely is not. Hey guys, if you like this content, please make sure you comment, subscribe, and follow our channel. Big changes coming to the channel next week once New Year's kicks in. We're excited to be sharing that with you guys. We won't tell you exactly what those changes are, but please hang with us for then, and we will be starting 2020 in high gear as opposed to this year. Thank you everybody very much, and we talk baseball because we know ESPN isn't going to.